Okay, Katie, let me show you how to do the medicine in the ear for Spunky if you need to. So here's the regular island, right, in the house. And there's some mats there in case you need, mats and towels in case you need extra stuff while I'm gone. So in this drawer, this is the medicine drawer. And this is the bag of Topical. Right here. I just leave it right in here. And here's extra finger cots if you need them. Okay? So, you take the bag, and I'm doing this with one hand, so forgive me if I take a little bit longer than necessary. Okay, so these look a lot like condoms, but they're for your fingers because this gel is a hormone and you don't want it on your hands, okay? So you take them and you roll them up on, I do these two fingers right here, my pointer finger and my thumb, right? And I'm trying to hold the camera and roll them at the same time. Okay. And I usually put the medication on the pad of my thumb because it's easier to rub it into her ear, you know, like this. So this is just to protect my finger in case it gets past her ear and it doesn't get on me. Okay, so I typically put the med right here on the pad of my thumb. And what you do is you take this little yellow knob off the top. Okay, so let me see if I can do that. I'm going to put the phone down, see if I can still manage. I'm not quite sure how to do this so that I can still show you. Let's see what we can do here. I don't want to cover up the camera. Okay, so you take the little yellow knob off. It just pops off, okay? It keeps the medicine from oozing down. Now, in the morning, her first dose of the day is 0.1. So, in other words, it would be from the 9 that's at the bottom up to the 8, okay? So, or, you know, later on it'll be from the 8 to the 7 is where you'd push the plunger, right? That would give you 0.1 dose. Now, in the evening, she's only supposed to get half of that. So then you would push the plunger to one of these half lines, right? So it would go from 9 to 8.5. And if you didn't need to give it to her again until the next evening, because she took a whole pill in the morning, then you would go from the 0.5 here, the 8.5 to the 8, right? So she only goes long line to long line for a morning dose, and then short line to long line for an afternoon dose. And I'm sure you get that. It's just the doctor says that this kind of medication is not very exact, and really what we're trying to do is just get something in her, right? So she has eaten some pill this morning, so I'm not going to actually rub this in. But what I wanted to tell you is that when you do this, they say, and it's a very small syringe, right? Just so you're, instead of pushing the plunger like most people normally do like this, they recommend you hold it at the stem, and then you take your fingers. This is so hard to do when I'm holding the camera. So, and I'm trying to get my fingers in here so you can see, and you twist. Rather than plunge, twist the plunger up. And what will happen is it will actually come out of the top kind of like toothpaste. You don't have to worry about it squirting out and you won't be able to retrieve it. If you hold one hand like this and the other hand, one hand like this, and then, geez, this has to be so difficult. This is why it's helpful to have Maddie. And then just twist the stem until you go up the appropriate dose. It'll just come out of the top like toothpaste. Okay, and then I just take my thumb and swipe it across the top. You know, I just take my thumb and swipe it across the top. And then I go find her ear. So most of the time, if you talk to her ahead of time and you just say, "Hey, Spunks, Mommy's coming to say hi. Are you being a good girl, Spunks? You being a good girl?" Right? And pet her a couple times. And then I just take one ear or the other. She's, of course, going to be difficult. And I only have one hand, so I can't kind of help her. But then you just go to the inside of the flap of the ear. And you rub it on the best way you can. I'd be able to corral her safely with my other hand, but I can't do both at the same time. So it's really not too bad. You just, it's the inside top of her ear, right up there. You don't want to get it in the ear canal, but you do need to get it on the part of her ear that has the least amount of hair. And it'll work better when you have two hands. She doesn't usually, I mean, I shouldn't even say, she's never bit me when I've done this. But she's not being helpful today. So generally I just come up and corral her a little bit with the crook of one arm. You know, I corral her and then with the other hand I rub it into her ear. So there's the picture of the kitty. So you just kind of do it on the top part of the inside of her ear that has the least amount of hair. And that's it. You, after you do that, then if you have to do it another time, even if it's just the half dose, they recommend that you use the other ear. I forget sometimes, and I'll tell you honestly, whatever ear I can get contact with is the ear that gets it. But apparently, if you can get a buildup of the hormone on the ear, and then it won't absorb. So anyway, then I just roll the finger cots off, put them in the trash, wash my hands, and I put a couple more in the bag so that I have them next time. Just put the stopper back on and then put it back in the drawer. Okay? So if you have any problems with it, let me know. Maddie said she tried earlier this week to give Spunky medicine in her ear, and Spunky kept ditching her. But another thing I've tried is putting some of the crunchies in her bowl, because, you know, she loves these crunchies. So she'll come to you, even if she won't eat her food, she'll usually come for the crunchies. And if you want her a little higher up, put it in, there's a little bowl right there on top of the cafe table over by the door, or the wall there, the window. Put a few crunchies in there and she'll come to you. And then while she's eating the crunchies, you can put the medicine on her ear. Okay? So just do the best you can. Shoot for, you know, 1 dose a day. If you can only get half a pill in her in the morning, you know, that's great. You can see I fed her this morning and she didn't eat. So I've covered her bowl so it stays moist. And sometimes if I'm home on the weekend around 9 o'clock, she is hungry again, and I pull it off and she'll eat it all. You, of course, can't stick around to do that. So if she gives you any trouble, you know, try this. If you and she can develop some kind of way to manage this, then I'll get more when we're gone in November. So right now we're just trying to get medicine into her any way we can, because when she doesn't get her doses, she vomits and she has all kinds of problems. Now, as you know, Sushi doesn't have any problem at all. Sushi doesn't take a whole pill. She takes these half pills both in the morning and in the afternoon. And, you know, I would say 75% of the time I'm successful getting Spunky to eat her whole pill in the morning and her half pill in the afternoon. But it's a crapshoot. It certainly is. And that's why we went to the Topical too, to make sure she's getting something. Okay? All right. If you have any questions, text me or call me. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.